I just always like double checking everything, crossing my T's, dotting my I's type deal, make sure everything's tight.
It's been said that a race car is an animal with 1,000 adjustments. Few people know that as well as Chris Morris. He's barely 24 hours away from another full-throttle, hot-fueled Friday night at the dirt track. And after 1,000+ adjustments, Chris likes what he hears. So that's what Friday night sounds like.
Race fans, we welcome you to the world-famous Heart of Texas Speedway right here in Waco, Texas. It is season number 55, and we are going racing Friday Night Lights right here tonight.
My family's my pit crew. Dad's the pit chief, and he's crazy busy because he's got 2, sometimes 3 cars to work on because my sister races 2 classes.
Lots of stress for Mom.
We were kind of worried because having 2 cars is going to be a lot of work. Just his car alone is a lot of work.
Hey, Nick. We're running, trying to get everything ready.
It can be a mad scramble at the track sometimes, but it's me and the family just doing it like we used to back in the day.
Several years ago, Chris Morris and his number 94 raced on 2 wheels across Central and South Texas. There wasn't a motocross track he didn't like, and Chris was riding the wave of motorcycle greatness. Then in October of 2014, that one split second that changed his life.
We had a track down the road that I was practicing at and came up short on a jump, went over the bars. The bike flipped over and hit me right in the back, and that's actually what broke my back. It was certainly a day that you won't ever forget. My mom was right there with me, and she got to me. I said, "Mom, I broke my back, I'm paralyzed." And she said, "No, you're not." I said, "Yeah, I felt it snap." I mean, I knew from when I was laying on the ground when I crashed, couldn't move my legs, that I was gonna still have to find something racing to do.
What is your injury?
So I am injured at T10, so it's just above my belly button, and it's what they classify as a complete spinal cord injury, so I have nothing from belly button down, no feeling, no movement, no nothing.
After Chris got injured, it was like, okay, I don't know what we're gonna do for his adrenaline. And then he saw dirt track racing, and he actually sent me a Snapchat and he said, "Mom, I think I'm gonna take up dirt track racing." We had never been to a race. We go to his first race, and I walk up the hill and look, and there's cars already going side by side, sliding, hitting. And I'm like, what the hell are we doing? We went from one dangerous sport to this, and I turned around and I just walked back. And I'm like, what are we doing? And now I got both kids doing it.
Both your babies are out there racing.
And I actually had a mom come up to me in the restroom here and said, "Are you Chris and Allison's mom?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am, I am." And she was like, "How do you do it?" And I was like, it's what they love.
Every time he gets in a car, I'm proud of him. I'm excited that he's found something that makes him happy and have fun, and just live vicariously through the kids, and that's what we do.
Breaking my back and being paralyzed was like my worst fear. But after it happened, I knew in my head I couldn't let it get to me like that, otherwise I would just go down a black hole that no one would want to go down.
A modified system of hand controls allows Chris to push the limits and test his family's nerves on a weekly basis.
When he's out there racing, I always go Facebook Live because Chris has made friends with so many people all over the world, and they all tune in on Friday and Saturday night.
What do you think about when you're in there racing?
There's not a lot of thinking. It's more reaction. Kind of let yourself go and do what you know best to do. There's some races that I don't want the race to stop, just because the car feels so good.
It's not the race they expected. Sparks in a collision send Chris back to the pit as Allison takes to the track for her race. Dirt track racing is not for the weak at heart. Between Chris and his sister's mishaps, the night goes on till the wee hours. The dust never clears, and the chaos never ceases in the pit getting ready for the finals.
Sometimes we forget to eat even. I mean, we're just going and everything's going so fast, and at the end of the night we're like, we forgot to eat.
I wouldn't trade it for anything. It's what I live for every weekend.
It bent the upper and lower tie rod ends, it built the center link, it bent the bumper, it bent the nose. We had to replace all that, reset the toe.
You essentially rebuilt pretty much the front end of that car
Yeah, the whole front end of the car, yeah, pretty much.
in about an hour.
Yeah, yeah.
Some people choose to live their lives kind of afraid to go out and try stuff or do stuff, and I'd like to basically go with the motto, like you got to live your life like it's the last day, because you just don't know.
It's now the last roar of engines for this sweltering night, and Chris grips the throttle in a wide-open, white-knuckled nail-biter with more sparks and an ever-so-slight fender bender, and that's all it takes to seal his fate for the night, in a place where victory is measured in hundredths of a second.
We ran out of laps. We found a good line. We were starting to gain on them. Worked our way up to, I believe, 6th out of 12. So we'll take that home, and at least we can load the car up in one piece.
We'll take her home, get her washed, get ready for tomorrow.
How proud are you?
Oh, very proud. Yeah, very proud. I don't show it, but I am very proud inside.
As the echoes of roaring engines start to fade for the night, an exhausted driver and a sleep-deprived pit crew get ready to do it all again at some other oval of dust tomorrow night. Chris Morris may have lost the use of his legs, but he's found that when it comes down to it, maybe life's greatest journey doesn't require steps at all.
Doing what you're doing after your accident, what kind of message do you want to send to other people?
Never give up. I've got a saying on the back of my car that says, "What's your excuse?" That's kind of what I like to live by.
Do you realize, and are you okay with the fact that you become a role model to some people?
I've definitely touched more lives now than I would have ever in motocross. And knowing that it's a pretty awesome feeling.
I love that story.
Me too, and we've got plenty more where that came from.
Just click on the subscribe button and keep traveling with us.